Hey everybody, I'm Ryan McCaffrey with IGN, joined by our resident Battlefield expert, Scott Lowe.
Hey everyone!
And we saw a whole lot of Battlefield 4 at the Xbox One press conference. And so let's dive in, Scott. This is a real pretty game.
Yeah. So the way they set this up is that this is, obviously from the campaign, but more importantly, that it will be running 60 frames per second on a console, which is, not very. It wasn't something found in Battlefield 3, which was closer to more of the 30 frames per second range rather. And this is clearly kind of narrowing that gap between PC and console for the Battlefield franchise.
Yeah. 60 frames was a popular theme of the day at the Xbox One conference, which I think pleases us all.
Yeah, absolutely.
One positive effect of Call of Duty on the entire industry, perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely. So, one of the cool things here is you're really seeing the destructibility of the environment, which is, of course, key to the Battlefield franchise at this point, like just being able to just blow everything up.
Yeah, this is their Frostbite 3 engine, which you'll be seeing in every next-gen EA game.
Yeah, and then you'll notice there was little bars over the players' heads, over your AI companions. So that's part of the new squad-based system that you're working with in the campaign. You're able to kind of direct them to kind of take out or kind of hold position,
right?
Which is a drastically new addition to this. The single-player campaign.
Really liking the lighting going on in this scene.
Yeah, so it's absolutely like a visual feast, which I think Microsoft was certainly going for today with this presentation. And so you see here the ship that they're on is just split in half, which is once again really demonstrating how gorgeous this system is, or this new game in the Frostbite 3 engine.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Scott. Battlefield 4 already has a release date, right? It's October 29th, I believe it is?
I believe that's correct.
So the question is, with the Xbox One coming out in November, will the Xbox One version ship October 29th as well, and you'll have that game ready and waiting for when you get your console?
Hopefully. We'll have to see. Wait and see. I mean, they haven't specified whether the ship date will apply to next gen as well. I think they're obviously waiting to see what Sony does with the PlayStation 4, because this is in fact a cross-platform game.
Right.
But one of the things they did specify though is it will have DLC first on Xbox
Correct.
One.
Multiplayer DLC.
Which is a shake-up as compared to Battlefield 3, which was PlayStation 3 first.
Yeah.
So kind of an interesting change in power there. And this joins Ghosts, which will also have early release DLC on Xbox, which has already been confirmed.
Yeah, Microsoft really going for the shooter throat here with Sony. Now we see these planes sliding down the side of the ship on this aircraft carrier. This is, I wonder if stuff like this is going to happen in multiplayer as well.
Yeah, that kind of environmental effects would be absolutely stunning. I mean, obviously the multiplayer is known for its kind of vehicle-based gameplay and a kind of open scale, so it would certainly be possible for them to kind of reach into that. But this really kind of demonstrates how the gameplay is varying in this game. You're going from a kind of a wider environment where stuff's just exploding all around you, and the kind of like a destructible element,
right?
And then you have the tight quarters stuff, and then a little bit later on you move into some vehicle stuff. But
look at the smoke effect going on here.
It's absolutely stunning, and you also see here the new mechanic of being able to switch scopes on your weapon to the side. So if you go from something like a kind of more ranged ACOG and switch over to iron sights, it's a very useful tool. Obviously, for single player, but moving into multiplayer, that could be pretty critical as well.
As we move through this battle, this is, this series, this is really the first time Battlefield's single player campaign is getting a lot of emphasis. It's always been just such a multiplayer-heavy franchise. I would argue more so than Call of Duty.
Absolutely.
Not in terms of popularity, but in terms of the weight. Nobody really has cared about Battlefield's campaign in the past, but they're really trying to make you care this time.
And DICE, itself has made a lot of emphasis on multiplayer.
Right.
And obviously games like Bad Company are a little more story-centric, but it's definitely a franchise that was born with multiplayer in mind. So as we move into the water here,
which looks amazing,
which also looks amazing, we're getting again kind of a taste of the variety of combat here. So they're moving into a boat situation, which is
do it, get in the boat.
Which is this particular boat looks pretty rad though. Once you get aboard here, you move into the turret, which just looks like it packs an incredible amount of punch. So, obviously you're not getting away so easily, so they're going to, let you kind of open up on these guys, and it's pretty incredible looking. But then you see in a little bit here, he switches over to what appears to be like some sort of torpedo, and he launches it
boom,
at
into the water
and hits it.
There it goes.
It's pretty incredible.
And we know, of course, aircraft gameplay will be a part of this game as well.
So, as we come to a conclusion on this particular demo, where do you go for all things Battlefield 4?
They're already in the right place. IGN.